Welcome back to Sprague Homestead. So today I'm going to give you guys an update on all the little projects we've been working on around the farm. So kind of the first thing I'll update you on is the sunroom. Now, obviously that's in the house, and what we've done now is kind of getting it more homey. So Nikki has installed just some simple blinds on the very sunny side, the south side of the house. And she's going to start raising seeds and baby stuff for the garden this year. So you can see her racks right there, all her seed supplies that we're going to start working on. She's also started working on the siding inside, and I did the insulation a couple nights ago. So remember, we're going to put tin slats down here to give it kind of a country feel. So that will be the attachment point of there on the top. And if I pan around, you can kind of get a good feeling of what the wall is going to be. So this is just simple, I think it's pine slatting. Simple, easy to go on, and Nikki's been working on it piece by piece. That's all insulated, and then once she puts the cross pieces in here, in the next couple of days, I will finish up with the insulation on this, and then we'll get this all done. The walls, everything there, and get everything put back in. But this is really becoming a nice little space here that we can just sit out here and kind of chill out. And then Liza likes to lay out here on the concrete because that's cool. All right, so yesterday's project was to get the door frames up and get all the headers in for the garage doors. So this is the extra storage building we built last fall and just never got around to the doors. So you can see right around the edges there of the doors, all of that is now in. And if I go in here, hopefully it's bright enough, show you the back side, you can see there's a header up there, which is a 2x12. It's two stacked 2x12s, and that's the bracing for all the garage doors. So we'll put in the vertical tracks here going up, and they will of course go up and back. And then you're going to see the spring and everything else go in on the top. So I've got doors here. I need to grab the tractor, go down and get them, and then bring them up. And they're going to be putting these in here today. That's the goal, is at least get the doors in, maybe not the tracks that go back, but at least get the doors faced so this can be enclosed now. So now in order to get my garage doors up, what I'll need to do is grab the tractor. I need to go grab the clamp-on forks and put those on the bucket, and then I'll get the doors brought up with the tractor. All right, so there is the tractor. Clamp-ons brought these garage doors up. Now, we bought these doors 5 years ago, and they've been sitting outside under a tarp. So the boxes aren't exactly in great shape anymore, but the doors will work. So we bought these doors for the barns actually up there, and then didn't like the design. Trying to load hay, we were going to do a roll-up door into our hay barn, or the hay section up there, and that just didn't work out. So we've had these here. We thought, man, what are we going to do with these long term? And then it was like, why don't we just build another building and put some doors in? So kind of backwards, buying doors and then be like, oh, we need a building to fit them. But you know, maybe it's like the mowing commercial where she sets the faucet down on the guy's designer's desk and says, build me a house or design me a house around this faucet. So here's a building around these doors. All right, so there's the first panel set in place. You can see over on the bottom corner, a couple shims in there just to make sure that it's level to the ground using a level. I've already got the hinges on the top of that piece. Now I need to put in section 2 right here, set that on top, and then I've got nails and the instructions to say to put a nail around the end there and kind of bend it over. That way it keeps it flush and everything's good. So on to section 2, and we'll do section 3, then section 4, and then we have a missing Porsche. Right, there is the first door covering the portion there. So we got it all in. Everything's in good shape. I'll show you the inside here. I'll put this next one on before I put these upper tracks on. But you can see everything now in here is well protected. No more snow blowing in. Everything's in. So I just need to put the upper piece that comes out and goes that way. Those will be the next, and I'm going to save those for later this week. At least the barn will be protected, no more cats in here or snow or anything else. So now the next piece is to get this door on here. There's all my other pieces. Time to get working. All right, so it's been 2 weeks since I last filmed, so we've got a little bit more done, obviously. And you can see here, remember in the beginning there was only 2 racks in here. There is now a 3rd rack in here that Nikki has started. So she has fermenting chicken feed down there. She has fodder growing. Lots of good starts in here. These were from the garden last year. We've kept them going all winter. But you can see in here she has tomatoes. So we've got tomatoes started, slowly coming up. And it's just nice and cool in here. So I had shown you that the top up there was done. You can see now on the other side, that has also been insulated. I did that this week. So now this room, we leave it open with the living room here. And with the fireplace kind of going in there, this room now stays approximately 63 degrees in the morning. So you can imagine everything in here is loving the temperature, staying 60 to 70 degrees in here. It doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold. So everything is growing very well in here. So another thing we're doing this weekend is Nikki is getting the incubator, the full-size cabinet incubator, up and running. So she has bought some quail eggs for a color option. She's also got some down in the secondary layer there down from here on the farm. We have turkey going in, we have geese going in, and then obviously chickens. So she's going to have the incubator as full as possible. It's been running all day. We'll let it go another 12 hours, make sure it's stabilized. And then tomorrow she's going to be putting in all of these eggs into the incubator. And so we'll get started on hatching everything else. We've been doing small pieces, small little runs, makes about 12 to 20 or so of the quail, growing those out. But now it's time to get all the rest of the birds in.
So one of my big projects this last week was fixing this side of the Harbor Freight greenhouse. The panels were really old. You can kind of see that one on the far left is a different color. It got replaced a couple years ago. That is the pile of broken panels that I've had to pull out and replace. The front, let me get kind of over here. The front still has some work to do, obviously. The panel blew out. Those are all the originals. One of the doors blew off in the fall, and then I've got a broken panel there on that door. You can see the top one's already been replaced. So got some more work to do on that here in the next week, and then we can start using it. I'll show you what the inside looks like. So between cats and high winds, everything that was up here is now on the floor. Some of these berry plants and things, I've been checking. They're still alive. We just need to get those out and get those planted. But you can see one of the culprits now hanging out there on the back. Oh, actually, there's a couple of them. There's another one up there. So the cats are going to be pretty upset when they get kicked out of here in the next week. I'm sure right now it's nice and warm, but yeah, they're making quite the mess out of stuff. So they are about to be evicted.
So come on in the storage shed here. I'll kind of show you the progress I've got going on in this. So what I've got going on here is I do have the vertical tracks on. I've got everything up. We've got some bracing in here to hold it. Where I thought originally the springs were going to be across here, across the front, like my big garage doors, are actually going to be an individual spring running this way. So I need to work on getting that a little bit more braced. And then we need, Nikki and I need to double check the cross pieces from corner to corner, make sure everything's balanced. And then once we get that, we'll probably get everything up and get the springs on, and then this garage door will be done. We can put the quad back in here, and then I can work on the other one in front of the car.
All right, so here are my hitches out here in the barn. This is what I've been using for my grow-out pins. And you can see we are all empty with the exception of, I think there's 8 rabbits left in here. So between these pins and the pins out at the house, or out in the rabbit barns, because I do have a couple extras out there, we have sold 50 rabbits, mostly fryers, but some breeders, in the last week. So these just are ready for a good clean out. You can kind of see everything's getting a little thick underneath. Of course, we tried to do compost worms, and they all didn't fare so well coming out of Florida. So I'm going to be cleaning those out this week. cleaning out these cages because everybody always makes a mess, and filling them back up. We got a lot more litters to wean.
So with all that, spring is just around the corner. We are literally 1 day away from technically being spring on the calendar. That 6 weeks till spring has gone very quickly around here. So I think Nikki's still doing her mealworms and turning them into beetles, which the quail are loving. They enjoy eating that stuff. You said the last of her pullets are going to be headed out tomorrow, hopefully. I think you have, what, 9 going out, 8 going out tomorrow?
I have 5 pullets and 3 old hens that are leaving. So that's the last of the 2020 hatch birds that are leaving. So that'll be the end of the chickens for a while.
And then the last of it there, we have about a week and a half to get our campsites ready. We have an official HIP camp reservation for April 1st, which we were surprised about. But maybe if the road finally cleans up with snow and ice, we will have our first campers of the year.
As of right now, I don't think anybody can make it in, but a lot can happen around here in a week.
That's sure possible. So with that, there's the last kind of 2 or 3 weeks going on of just some little filming, lots of work, and
lots of work on the cookbook. Guys, I am actually going to have that thing done and available in April. So keep your fingers crossed. I think we're in the home stretch. I really do.
So with that, that's it from Sprague Homestead. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Happy homesteading.